Howdy, folks, and welcome to episode 210. It's getting hot up in here. Um, well, we've got Charles here with us. Howdy, Charles. He says, evening. Welcome, welcome, sir. Glad to have you. Um, yeah, it is definitely getting hot. We hit like 92 or 93 today. It's been in the 90s all this week. Uh, but what's more important is we're going to talk a little bit about the Cold War getting hot. Um, it's the topic for tonight. Of course, y'all can always throw in questions you'd like to have answered uh, about opinions or whatnot. Telemachus is also in the house. He says, "You might be a gamer if you instinctively strafe while walking down a hallway." Absolutely. Absolutely. So, let's see here. Where is the little doohickey that lets me? Oh, there we are. All right. Now you'll get to see all the messages as they pop in. I don't know if we're going to have Reese tonight. He's been having problems with septic system um, and at the new house, so he may or may not show up. And I believe McMurray is still in the backwoods, making sure Boy Scouts don't shoot their eye out. So I might be flying solo tonight. I don't know. We'll see. Um, so yeah, the topic for tonight is what is your favorite era of the Cold War? Basically, that's anything from the end of World War II up to 1991, uh, with the fall of the Soviet Union. Um, some people could push that further. I mean, some people could even take it to now. But I'm strictly talking about NATO versus Warsaw Pact, because basically the Warsaw Pact disintegrated with the fall of the Soviet Union and the Eastern Bloc countries. So Telemachus likes the '60s Cold War. Very cool. My favorite is, as y'all might know, the mid '80s. Um, I really like uh, that time frame. It's to me, it's that changeover from the '60s time frame to what's now considered modern uh, weapons. It's a good mix. Um, you got the F-15, the F-16 in its prime, the A-10. We thought was going to be this amazing vehicle that was going to just rip up T-72s and T-80s in columns, which they did in the first Gulf War. But yeah, it was a really interesting time. And I do apologize if y'all are hearing the dogs bark. They're Somebody came to the door, so they're going nuts as usual. Um, and then of course, what games do you play to get the to get that time frame? Obviously, with me, World of War '85 is my go-to board game. Um, Miniature game wise, there's quite a few. Oh, excuse me, guys. I apologize. There's of course Fistful of Toes for your armor combat with a bit of infantry thrown in for good luck. You also have Force on Force is a good one that pretty much can cover anything, any time frame during the Cold War, including up to the present. And then, um, I've dabbled with Fistful of Lead using those rules for Cold War also. Excuse me, guys. I do apologize. So, Charles says whenever Hexy was over there, because I know we were safe at the point in time. Yep, agreed. Yeah, if I remember correctly, that's the mid '80s time frame. So yeah, right along in there. It's also when my dad was most heavily involved with the National Guard with the 49th Armored Division. So I've done a lot of studying on that in that regard. So that's like I said, that's the time frame that I'm looking at. So um, of course, my favorite scale to game in is 6 millimeter for that, uh, and now even more so. Excuse me, 3 millimeter. Um, both of those are really good scales to play in. The nice thing about 3 millimeter is you can go 1 to 1. One vehicle, one model equals one vehicle. One stand of infantry equals a squad. So it you get the look plus distances are looking or look right. Uh, hey Dougie, how you doing, sir? Welcome in, Bunkhouse. Um, no, sorry, Charles. Yeah, I'm still not getting the hang of getting up early in the morning and going to work. So at this time of night is it really hits hard. So plus it's warm in my room. I haven't moved downstairs yet. We still have to get our stuff moved over from Illinois. That's going to be in a couple of weeks at this point. So is what it is. Um, I also, I, as y'all know, I love the Hunters uh, game by GMT. Good lord! And if anybody knows uh, a like a Cold War version of that, where you're a sub captain, either going after other subs, tracking boomers, or you're uh, uh, doing your best to get away from ASW surface ASW ships and aircraft that's kind of in that path. Reach out to me. Let me know what you guys think. Charles, the job is going great. I'm truly enjoying it. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning more about uh, manufactured wall blocks and paver stones than I thought I ever would. Just like when I, good lord, just like when I was working at the mill, I learned more about animal nutrition than I ever thought I would. Just like when I worked at the lumber yard, knowing more than about construction materials than I ever thought I would. So it's pretty good. Um, Nord is in the house. How you doing, Nord? Thanks for joining us. He says I hath arrived. Was delayed setting up the second scenario for Thunder on the Mississippi. There isn't a Cold War variant to the Hunters series that I know of. Yeah, not. I know there isn't one for the Hunters. I was just wondering if there are any games out there like it. Um, Solo or one versus one would be great. I've attempted to kind of. I know there's a miniatures game out there called Con Sonar. It's available for free out there on Facebook, and I played it once. with my brother Jay. It was okay. Um, I don't know. I think maybe having more players actually works better for that game. I think it would. I think it would be a good. Um, it would make a good convention game where you've got multiple players with each player controlling a single ship, whether it's a surface vessel or it's a submarine. I really think that that is a situation where more is better. Um, Maybe like four players to a side. Each player has either a sub or a surface vessel, but only one side gets surface vessels. You couldn't have both sides having surface vessels. You would definitely need to have just the Americans with surface vessels and subs chasing after Soviet subs. Um, of course, solo would be good also. Um, let's see. Similar to it, not that I'm aware of, but I admit I haven't gone looking for something like that, but nothing is coming to mind. Okay, I appreciate that, Nord. I need to do some digging on it because I really like the Hunters game. It definitely scratches the itch uh, of the feel of World War II sub game, sub combat solo. Why I'm really wanting Silent Victory because I'd like to be the Americans going after the Japanese. Um, so we'll see. Um, Charles says I put away the ACW games. Nord, tired of complicated rules and fonts so small it's difficult to read. Yeah, I get that. I get that, Charles. I wish more game companies would come into the same come into this the, come to the same conclusion that Lock and Load Publishing has, and uh, end up with uh, a much larger font. So yeah, let me take a look at that. Nord, he sent me a link. They come unseen. Let's take a look at that. Let's see what it has to say for itself. Board Game Geek says destroyers hunt submarines that threaten the infrastructure and their survival. 2 to 5 players. It's an Osprey game. Submarines and surface fleets battle to dominate the seas. One team must use submarines to sneak troops into enemy ports and destroy vital strategic targets, while the other team deploys a surface fleet to hunt down the subs and protect their crucial supply lines. Designed by retired Royal Navy officer and submarine commander Andrew Binford and developed deep beneath the waves. They Come Unseen is an asymmetrical strategy game of bluffing and deception. That'd be interesting to take a look at. Okay, I'll dig into that a little more. I appreciate that. Uh, yeah, Charles, exactly. Make be able to make a download uh, the PDF with a larger font. Um, and that being said, I mean, even if they just do a regular PDF, just a straight electronic version of the rule book in PDF format, you can embiggen that all you want, and no, you're not seeing the whole page at one time, but you can make it big enough that you can read it. Uh, so yeah, it's but there's still something about having a physical copy of the rules. So let's see what else. What else we got? Attack sub and SS in modern tactical submarine warfare. Let's take a look at that one. It's 2 players, about a 120-minute game. It's 6.3, not horrible. SSN Modern Tactical Submarine Warfare is a simulation of modern tactical submarine anti-submarine warfare set in 1970-1979. Players each direct 1 to 17 ships or submarines with associated helicopters over a plain hex map to recreate Cold War naval doctrine. The players plot movement and missions for their units secretly before moving, attempting detection, evading, and attacking simultaneously. 3 peacetime and 9 wartime scenarios are included. Vessels range from Soviet SS to US CVN types. British, Canadian, French units are also represented. The combat system is based on an odds-based CRT with different effects for nuclear and conventional weapon systems. That's pretty cool. Okay, yeah, and another one to take a look at. I wonder when does it have a published date? It's not that complex. It's 2.2 on the 5 scale for complexity. Oh, it's a GDW game. Okay, from 1975. Okay, very cool. So it's going to be very much a 70s game, and that's okay. That's okay. So, yeah, I see. Now this has got me thinking about how one could possibly do a game similar to the Hunters, because it's where the Hunters is, you are definitely attacking, and you are definitely, definitely going after targets, and you are rarely the target. Uh, um, but there are points in time where you do become the target, but that's only if the escort ships are in your vicinity. Um, so it'd be interesting to see what a flow chart for a Cold War era game would look like. So, yeah, I'm poised over a rabbit hole. Absolutely, Nord. I do this to myself quite frequently, uh, and I get wrapped up in an idea for a while, and then for whatever reason, I go back to my tried and trues. I go back to the Hunters. I go back to World War '85. I go back to Fistful of Lead. I go back to Force on Force. Um, it's just nature of the beast with me. Uh, but all that being said, it's still something that I'd want to look into. Um, Actually, if I really thought about it, or if I really wanted to dig into it, um, one of our neighbors up at our lake cabin in Minnesota uh, was um, on a boomer. I don't remember what he was, what position he held there on the ship, but I'm fairly certain he was an officer, and For some reason, George Washington is what's hitting my brain as to uh, the boat he was on. And if I'm not mistaken, I could very, very well be mistaken on this. Um, it could end up being, I think he might have been a plank owner also for George Washington. Maybe. He could be that old. He could be old enough to have been a plank owner on George Washington. Hold on, I want to see when USS George Washington was commissioned. Not CVN. I want the SSBN. SSBN 598. She was launched in 1959. I don't think he's that old, so he might not have been a plank holder. All that being said, I do remember he was on the. He was on a boomer. So Nord says I was fortunate enough to buy Mark Ruggiero's copies of The Hunter, Silent Victory, and Beneath the Med before he passed. Thanks to him, I have the whole series minus the Raiders of the Deep. Well, there you go. And Charles says, "You make it, I'll buy it." Fair enough. If I get down that if I go down that rabbit hole, I'll let you know. So, what is it, Hiccup? I see a paw under my door from my pup. Hold on. Are you wanting in here, buddy? Come on. You too. All right, both of you. All right, come on. Watch out, nose. Say hi to Hiccup, everybody. You're licking my watch. Yes, sir. Yes, you are. Come on, get up here. You want up here? Get up here. Um. Anyhow, I'm also, um, I think it's called. What is it called? What's the GMT game that's air combat over Germany? Oh man. I can't remember what it's called. Um, yeah, Charles, the 4X series, uh, the 4X series rules are pretty legible, even for old eyes. Um, I don't think that's the one. Um, hold on, let me look here. GMT Cold War Aerial Combat Game. I go Air Combat Games. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Um, I think. Yeah, Red Storm is the one I'm thinking about. Red Storm is the one. Uh, so, yeah. So as y'all know, that's Mr. Hiccup, and then we got Ahsoka sitting here. Say hi to everybody, Ahsoka. Yeah. So, hi, baby. Uh, Clark and Kara are downstairs. We got to get a door put onto the stairwell so we can keep them out downstairs and not cooped up in the bathroom. Granted, the bathroom is a pretty big bathroom. It's like an 8 foot by 8 foot bathroom. It's crazy big. It's huge. Um, and I go down there every day, sometimes twice. Uh, hey, there's nothing wrong with clingy cats. My boy Clark, he likes being with me. So, um, but and I like my dogs, but I think the reason I like cats, I don't want to say I like cats more than dogs because I love these guys, but cats are a lot quieter. Somebody comes to the door, the cats aren't barking, cats aren't meowing. Um, they go someplace else. These two yahoos with the other four that are here, three permanently and one visits every week. Uh, they just see something go across the doorway and they go bark, 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 bark. So, but anyway, yeah, Red Storm is one that I'd like to get also. It's it's on the P500 for 54. Um, I they've only got 265 uh, orders for it currently. I don't know how long it's been up on the P500 list though. Um, so I'm going to keep an eye on it, and if it gets closer to time, then I will. I might dive in on it uh, if I don't find you know something on something in the used section. Of course, on eBay it's $405.72. Good night. That's ridiculous. Ugh, absolutely. The only thing I've on P500 that's imminent is Barbarossa Army Group North. Okay, cool. Uh, yeah, to complete the series, I absolutely look at doing something like that. Uh, Charles thinking he's been thinking that his age at 70 and a half might not be a good idea on getting another dog. Maybe capture a couple lizards back from the backyard. Hey, lizards are pretty cool. Uh, one of my grandsons has a pet snake, and um, Donna never goes over there when she knows it's going to be out. She is not hip on the hipless at all. She does not like those little guys with no shoulders, not one bit. So, um, yeah, that's crazy. $405 on eBay. That's just insanity. Um, got one guy here, new condition, $88.99. He posted it on September 25th, 2023. Um, it's a pre-order though, so it must be, yeah, it's awaiting the reprint. So yeah, that's no dice. That's no good. Uh, Telemachus, maybe a pet rock. Nice. Charles P500, the next two Simonich games. Italy 43 and Ardennes 44. Are those the ones you're getting, Charles? Um, so Italy 43 would be looking at the interior battles like Monte Cassino and uh, the Rapido River crossing. North Africa 40. Okay. North Africa 40 and Italy 43. Yeah, I guess Italy 43 would be like Monte Cassino and the Rapido River crossing. Um, I'll tell you, there are some towns in West Texas that the name Mark Clark still draws an angry eye. What's up, Buster? What do you want? Huh? You want up here? Come on, get up here. You can get up here. Yes, you can. I know you can. Let me take a look here. What, sir? I might have to take a look at that. Um, with shipping, it'll be uh, about $100, which actually isn't that bad, considering it's a lot better than 400 and whatever the hell that was. Oh man, I know exactly where this is the local hobby shop in Austin. Hell, I wish I was living in Austin now. I'd have it. Oh well. Uh, Charles, I do not mean to make you go get a dog. That is not my intention, sir. That is not my intention. Uh, yeah, I might have to see if my buddy Russell go down and pick up and ship it to me. Uh, hey Nanguaya, how you doing, sir? A low of 16C tonight, huh? What's my low going to be here in Celsius? Um, well, it's currently 29. We're going to have a low of 23. It's a bit warm. Now, where my dad's located, it's currently 17C. It's going to have a low of 15. He only got up to 19 today. So, 108 already. Ooh. You think you're living in Texas or Arizona or some such. It's 98 where Warmut lives. It was 102 there today. Looks like Charles is 68 right now. Had a high of 72. Living the life, brother. Living the life. Yeah, it's in the 90s all this week. Actually, it's actually t- uh, turning down to 89 tomorrow, 87 on Friday. Low to mid 80s all next week. I can dig it. I can dig it. So, and then we've got thunderstorms possible tomorrow evening. Up in Alaska, they actually had heat advisories for the first time in history. They got above 90 in the interior of Alaska. Yeah, Nord, it's I still will take heat over cold any day of the week though, man. It's so much easier for me to cool down than it is for me to heat up. I just growing up in South Texas, it never got bitterly cold down there. So for me, anything below 45 is frigid. And if it gets below freezing, forget it. I'm done for. Yes, Jeffy, it is the Weather Channel, sir. Why else would we be talking about the Cold War? Uh, no, man. Nord, I know people that can add extra clothing and be more comfortable. I can't. Um, when I met Donna, um, I was working outside at the rental car lot at the airport, and in the wintertime, I'd have on 3 pairs of socks. I'd have a cotton pair, a wool pair, and a cotton pair. I'd have long johns, uh, regular blue jeans, pair of sweatpants over those, my Carhartt bib overalls, and then I would have a t-shirt, a long john shirt, a thermal underwear shirt, um, a collared shirt over that, a sweatshirt, and my Carhartt jacket, um, stocking cap. Actually, it wasn't just a stocking cap; it was a full face type uh, 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 covering and gloves. Dude, I would come home and get in the hottest bath I could stand and stay in there until the water got room temperature, and I was still cold. I hate cold weather, man. I hate it. Uh, that's the point. That's the point, Nord. Like in a Christmas story. Um, Randy lay there like a slug. It was his only defense. Uh, oh, there you go, buddy. Yeah. Pirate flux and get drunk talking like pirates. There you go. There you go. I absolutely will. I absolutely will. Like I said, I'm gonna do some more looking into Cold War naval combat. Well, not naval combat specifically, sub combat, ASW, that type of stuff. Um, see. Yeah, and for me to cool down, it's real easy. T-shirt, shorts, and I can take a wet washcloth and put it right here on the back of my neck. Boom, done. I'm golden. Golden. Uh, yeah, mine does the same thing, Charles. It sends me pictures of uh, cats and dogs that I have uh, sent on their way, as it were. Hexy's clipping probably set something up, but won't play anytime soon. Too many Gettysburg games you want to play. That is getting to be that time. It is getting to be that time. I still need to. I still need to get a copy of Across Five Aprils. Um, 'Cause that, and also I need to find a good lightweight Gettysburg game. Um, because I also need to get a good lightweight Battle of the Bulge game. Let me take a look. I keep hearing stuff going bloop over here. I have to agree with Chris Long. Those tanks look great, Hex. They really do. Uh, those look spiffy, sir. They look really good. Yeah, International Talk Like a Pirate Day is September 19th. Uh, what are you clipping, Hex? Those are Hexy tanks, so they're in They are in Best Virginia. I just got notified from Reese. He is still working. BCS inflection point. Good God, inflection point arrived today. Uh, oh. They're yeah, they're on my Discord in the World War II section. Yeah, I told Reese to be safe in the heat. He's still out working with the cows. It says plenty of hydration happening. Good. Glad to hear that. So, because down in Arkansas, it's pretty hot down in that area too. So, hopefully, when we get everything moved over here, I can't have a whole lot because, like I said, we're living in my daughter's basement for a while. We gotta stock up on the war chest so we can get a place to live that's going to be conducive to my hobbies, going to be conducive to Donna's hobbies, going to be conducive to the both dogs and both cats. Uh, so it's probably going to be a while, but I do have enough room to get my printer farm set back up, so I should be able to get that going again. And I need to be judicious with what I actually am working on. I think I'm going to see if I can't dig back into working on my 3 millimeter stuff. Um, I'm going to. I want to talk with Chris Long and see if he's got some tips for me to be able to resize the STLs that I'm using to beef up the barrels on the tanks, because right now I'm taking 15 millimeter STLs and shrinking them down and not doing anything. So I mean they're coming out, but the barrels are crazy fragile. You look at them and they're going to snap off. So I know he knows how to do it. I just need to sit down with him and have him kind of guide me through. Um, Charles says for Gettysburg, look at the newer Worthington game. Okay, I'll take a look at that. Um, ordered an Anycubic S1 combo. Very nice. Very nice. Uh, oh, Flames of War is re-releasing the Pacific stuff, huh? Okay, that'll be interesting. Um, I mean the the Marines will definitely have a different look to them, but I mean vehicle wise, they're pretty much the same except for the Amtraks, I guess. So, um, Anycubic S1 combo. Let me take a look at that Hexy. See see what you're getting. Oh, nice. That's a spiffy looking printer, sir. That's a that's a dandy. I like that. That's cool. 4 or 8 color printing. Nice. Very nice. That's her the S3 combo. All right. Yeah, Norton, and maybe that'll get you geared up to do some painting also. Uh, oh, absolutely, Hex. Yeah, 6 millimeters is the way to go, and you're going to be able to do some amazing, um, damn, amazing terrain with that S1 combo. Uh, where all you'll have to do is like do a dry brush and do a dry brush and some shades on it to make it look really good. You know, but like I said, I want to rework my 3 millimeter stuff. Um, maybe look at the STLs that he did in 6 millimeter, see how they, get a couple of those to test to see how they fare being shrunk down to 3 millimeter, 50% size. Um, and if that's the case, then I don't have to worry about, you know, redoing the 15 millimeter stuff down to 3 millimeter. Um, just use that. Just use that stuff. Uh, because although 6 millimeter is good, is a good size to game in. Uh, to be able to do my Grail project, as it were, the entirety of the 49th Armored Division circa 1985. I think it needs to be in 3 millimeter, just because it's gonna. I mean, it's something like 360 M60s, and that many in 6 millimeter is just takes up a lot of space. How you doing, Mike? Welcome aboard, sir. Glad you're here. We don't have a Reese tonight. Um, he is still working with his cows, so we're missing him, but that's okay. Go ahead and Mike, ask you the question. Do you like Cold War, the Cold War time era, and which sub era of the Cold War is your favorite? And then lastly, how do you like to game it? That's what I've been talking about tonight. So, quick synopsis: I like the early to mid '80s time frame. Of course, World War '85 is right up my alley. I've also used Force on Force for smaller combat stuff. I've also used Fistful of Toes, and then of course I've even used Fistful of Lead. Do you consider Arab-Israeli conflicts 48 through 80s as Cold War? Absolutely, absolutely. Those were proxy wars between the Americans and the Soviets. We supplied the Israelis. The Soviets supplied the Arabs. Yeah, absolutely, Cold War. Um, you know, that's where most of the F-15's kills came from. Is the Israelis. Vietnam operational, grand operational, specifically Nick Carp's Vietnam. Okay. Yeah, so you're looking at from the 50s till about the early 70s. Yeah, so in that situation there, looking at air combat, um, that's actually my favorite time frame. 50, the late 40s, early 50s with the first, second generation jet fighters, where you still had machine guns and cannons, um, because missiles were very, very dodgy. Uh, yeah, the F-86s. My all-time favorite second generation fighter, of course, is the uh, F-7U, um, the the Crusader, not the Crusader, the Cutlass, not the Crusader, the Cutlass. Love that, love that fighter. It was a hunk of shit. It was garbage on wings, but God, did it look cool. Love that game, or love that plane. Um, the two different Panthers, of course, the MiGs and the Sukhois, and the early Yaks. Those were all cool. Um, Charles says Avalon Hill's Arab-Israeli wars. Yeah. Uh, I'm just So, what is enlighten me, guys? What is yes, the F7U Cutlass, Mike? It's hot garbage as a fighter, but man, it looks just so cool. I just ah love it. Hey, Chris Long, how you doing, sir? I need to get with you at some point, one on one. Do maybe do a hangout on Discord sometime. I'd like for you to kind of talk to me about resizing STLs because I want to take the STLs I've got that are at 15 millimeter to resize them down to the 3 millimeter, but beef up the barrels. Um, so at some point in time, I want to sit down with you, sir. Yes, it was the gutless cutlass, but man, like I said, it's such a uh, cool looking airplane. So yeah, enlighten me, guys. Valley of Tears. What's it about? Um, Charles, that's fine, sir. You're good. You're good. Um, Valley of Tears. Oh, Yom Kippur. Okay. Um, Multi-man. Yowza. Uh, so what is its? Okay, hold on. Let me take a look here. Oh wow, it's got everything. Yep, that about has everything, doesn't it? The movie is awesome. The dub to English not great. Well, that happened. It is what it is, right? Um, yeah, the I've got I've gotten 3 millimeter a quite a few M50s and M51s and T54s for 1967. So, uh, oh, that's cool, Nord. He's got the modern tank uh, Merkava Mark II-D. Is that the classic Merkava? Because they've got several. Yeah, that's Yeah, that's the classic. For me, that's the classic Merkava. Um, I mean, they're all pretty well, have the same look and design, but yeah, that's a good one. Um, yeah, M3A1 is a great little tank. Are you talking about the Stewart, or are you talking about um the IFV M3 Bradley? Oh, the half track. Okay, all right, yeah. God forbid the United States military has different names for shit. Uh, Guys, come on, dogs. That's my daughter's dog Bruno going ballistic. You're fine, pup. Go back to sleep. Good boy. um, yeah, that M3 should also be able to drop a 75 short howitzer on there and make it make it the gun carriage, the anti-tank gun carriage from North Africa. Yeah, yeah, the yellow mark. I like the yellow markings from North Africa, especially uh, on the Grant Lee's another M3, because again, you know, why have different a different numbering system for everything? Um, yeah, the way I am with the Cutlass, I am with the Grant Lee. Um, it's it's not a great tank. 37 in the 360 turret, 75 in the hull, but it's unique, and that's what I like about it. It's a unique looking vehicle. Um, I'm partial to I'm partial to the unique looking vehicles. Just like I love was it Sweeten's S tank? That thing is strictly defensive, uh, but it looks so cool. Yeah, the more unique a vehicle looks, the better I like it. Stop, sir. Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. Ah, silly dog. Oh, anywho, um, yeah, Hexy wouldn't be able to answer the question I had earlier about Cold War submarine games. Chris Long might have some suggestions out there, um, other than the ones that Nord offered to me. I'll have to dig into those more. Uh, yeah, what's a submarine? It's a ship that's designed to sink. Good sandwich. There you go. There you go. Actually, that's a good question, Nord. What is your favorite deli sandwich, sub sandwich, hoagie, grinder, whatever you want to call the type of sandwich that is in an elongated bun. Um, what's your favorite one? Nord, that's the classic meatball sub. Absolutely there. Um, in high school, my last 2 years of high school, 80, fall of 87 through spring of 89, um, my buddy Copeland and I on Sundays in the fall would go to Subway, get foot long meatball subs, and uh, a 2 liter uh, bottle of Coke each, and we would sit down and watch football, NFL football, all day long, eating those meatball subs and drinking those Cokes. Uh, Heck's a hot dog. Hey, you know what? People will argue that a hot dog's not a sandwich. I disagree. It absolutely is a sandwich. It's it's bread with meat between the two halves of bread. Boom, done. Um, Cheesesteaks are good. I like cheesesteaks. Uh, Now, bunkhouse at Firehouse, I like the New York Steamer. That one's really good. That's that on whole wheat. Mm, perfect. There you go, Charles. Mortadella and provolone with a little tomato sauce. Yeah. Sorry, Nord. You knew we were eventually going to get to it. We always seem to. Um, now, Nord, cheesesteaks can be messy if they're made correctly. Uh, Charles, you're not wrong. That being said, if I'm at a cookout or like at a baseball game, just a dog with some uh, mustard on it, just right, just right. Um, Now I do like a good chili dog. Oh, I love good chili dogs. Um, I use when I do them at home, I do the quarter pound dogs with and this is a Texas brand that can get up here. Been able to finally get up here the last 20 years or so. It's called Wolf Brand chili. It's my favorite type of canned chili out there, uh, with plenty of sharp or mild cheddar cheese. Roast chicken, Italian cheese bread smothered with mayo, provolone, lettuce, tomatoes, black olives, cucumber, salt, pepper, oil, and vinegar, and then a stripe of ranch dressing. You know what? That does not sound half bad, Mike. That sounds pretty good. Sounds like a Jersey Mike's sandwich. Um, I don't like a greasy cheesesteak either. However, what I'm referring to is not only do you have the uh, the steak in there with the provolone on top, uh, but you also have the onions and the peppers with cheese whiz, melted cheese on top of that. Um, that's pretty good stuff. There's a sandwich place in Austin called Texadelphia, and basically it's standard Philly cheesesteak, but instead of just the regular, uh, they still have the provolone, but instead of just the regular yellow melted cheese, it's jalapeno cheese with jalapenos instead of regular peppers. So good, so good. Uh, uh, not a mustard guy. That's okay. Everybody, you know. Oh, Walmart there has Wolf Brand chili. It again, it is my favorite. I can't do pepper provolone and cheese whiz on a cheesesteak. It's horrible. It's coming from, it's coming from a classic Italian sub roll. Uh, oh, native of the Philly area. Well, you know what? You eat the sandwich the way you want to eat your sandwich. You know, I'm not ever gonna say someone isn't eating it right. I give, you know, from time to time, Hizzy Cat gives me crap about beans and chili, but growing up in Texas, we didn't have beans in our chili. Now, if you like beans in your chili, that's fine. You do you. I'm gonna give you shit about it though. One of the best STL purchases I've ever made. Uh, oh, the carry case. Yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one. I like it. Uh, Nord likes his cheesesteaks, onions, garlic pepper, garlic powder cooked into the meat, American cheese on a classic Italian roll. Hey Eric, how you doing, buddy? 99 in Massachusetts. Good lord, that's hot. That's damn hot. It's okay if you're in the jungle, but it's not okay if you're in the jungle. Anyway, um, so yeah, it's I get it, man. I understand. I understand. Um, Now, it's humid here in Kansas City, but nothing like it was over in Illinois, man. That I thought Houston and South Texas was humid, and it is. Don't get me wrong; it's very humid out there, down in Texas and Louisiana. Oh man, so crazy in the swamps of Louisiana. Fort Polk was or now Fort Johnson, or did they rename it back to Fort Polk? I don't know. I'm not getting into it. I I went to basic training at Fort Polk. What it's called now, I don't care. That being said, corn sweat humidity is insane. It is a whole different level of insanity. Um, I, 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 I never, it never bothered me it being humid in Texas. Didn't bother me being humid here, even when it was like, you know, 79 degrees and 85% humidity at 7 in the morning. Didn't, that's just the way it was. But man, over in Illinois, it is just, ugh, good gravy. Uh, yeah, you would think the devil would be annoyed by the Boston accent because he would get tired of hearing about having to go park his car in Harvard Yard out and take it out to Cape Cod. 60%. That Eric at 99 degrees, 60% is uncomfortable. Um, that sir is uncomfortable. Let me see what the humidity is right now where I am. It's currently 82, and the humidity is 68%. Um, yeah. dew point is 71 degrees. Anytime your dew point is over 70, it can be uncomfortable. Oh, I know, Eric. I know you don't talk like that. Uh, 68% humidity at 65 degrees. Yeah, that's up there. 90 92% Nord. Oh, what's your ambient temperature? Dew point at 68. Yeah, you're getting close to that. You're getting close to that uncomfortable level. It's a bite in the ass, man. And the older I get, I don't want to say I'm less tolerant, but I'm I'm more concerned about my comfort. So, uh, a bit north of Philadelphia. Yeah, so you're on that Atlantic coastal plain, almost to New England, almost. Now, all that being said, I have to wear a jacket at work uh, because they've got the air conditioner, the they've got uh, the thermostat for the air conditioner set to 69. It's like hanging meat in that damn place. I wish I could wear shorts at work, but being at a manufacturing plant, even though I'm in the office, I still have to wear jeans. Um, I need to get myself some steel-toed boots so I can go out into the yard. Uh, they're supposed to be getting me a hard hat, so I used to wear shorts at work. When I worked at the feed mill, I wore shorts. Um, when I worked at Simply Mac, I wore shorts. So, but anywho, yeah, it's hot and Cold War getting hot. Wear shorts every day the last 5 years. Good for you, Mike. I'm glad to know that. 70 where Charles is. It'll be 60 by early morning. You're living the good life there, Charles. Eric, I have not played anything recently. Um, as you may or may not know, I'm in the process of moving from Illinois to Kansas City, so all of my stuff is packed up. Um, I um, that being said, uh, Nord has put me on the track of uh, a uh, Red Storm GMT Red Storm uh, operational air war game over central Germany uh, that I might be looking to pick up. So yeah, Eric, it is a lot of work, especially since I'm already in Kansas City working. So we only have the weekends to do all of our packing. So I I would love to say that, Mike, but I'm gonna have to move at least once more in my life because I am not going to live in my daughter's basement for the rest of my life. Um, so I'm probably thinking he's wanting to be able to teleport. Nord. Nord wants to know, is that include moving to the bathroom to get food, take a shower? I think it's all about the teleportation, man. Life would be good if we could figure out teleportation. Absolutely. Absolutely. Huh. Remind me what scale the GCACW is. Each counter represents what size of unit? Regiment, what size? Yeah, micro movement is fine. Macro movement, not so much. Yeah. Okay, so each counter is a regiment, but you move as brigades. Okay. Mandarin Mike, bowel movement daily. That's the goal. Sometimes not as often, sometimes more often. Just saying. I've said this many, many times before, guys. I truly appreciate y'all spending this hour and a half, 2 hours every Wednesday with me. Um, when I was living over in Illinois, this was one of my only social interactions outside. Well, it was my only social interaction for the most part outside of family and work. Uh, but and even now that I'm here in Kansas City, my best friend lives about 40 minutes away. Uh, Jay Wiley at Wiley HQ is 20 minutes away. Um, so more gaming is going to be had, more social interactions are going to be had. Uh, I'm still appreciative of you guys, deciding that y'all want to hang out with me. Uh, it means a lot. And not to get hopefully mushy or whatnot. But you guys truly are the best group of best community out there, man. Y'all are great. Um, let's see. Each kind friend went to Cali for the World Cup of clubs there, and I was thinking, oh man, I wish I could teleport there. Yeah. Now, this is something my brother and I have always thought about. What would be really cool is if there were two towns that had the same name in different places. Like there's a Kingsville, Texas, south of Corpus, and there's a Kingsville, Missouri, southeast of Kansas City. If you could go to Kingsville, Missouri, and teleport directly to Kingsville, Texas, that goes from being a 15-hour drive from Liberty, Missouri to uh, Canyon Lake, Texas, where my dad lives, to an hour and a half drive to Kingsville, Missouri, instantaneous teleport to Kingsville, Texas, and then about a 2.5 hour, maybe 3 hour drive or 2.5 hour drive to San Antonio. So a total of what, 4, maybe 5 hours instead of 15? Yeah, dig it. All the Springfields, man, think about that. Being able to bounce from Springfield to Springfield. Um, and I know we're hopping all over the place, but you know what? That's what we do here. Um, okay, move as a division. You move all the brigades in that division one at a time, and only after all the moves and shoots for the brigade are done. Okay. Yeah, that you get to hide from the grandkids and the rest of the family. I get to. Right now, I'm getting to hold up in the bedroom with the dogs, my dogs. The other dogs are out there. Uh, yeah, see, that's the best way to play hide and seek is they don't know that you're playing hide and seek, so you can hide and they won't look for you. Uh, yeah. Oh, who made that? Who made that? Um, TSR. Looks like there's several copies of it on eBay. If it's the same one I'm thinking about. Uh, Absolutely, Mike. Yeah, the online communities are family like. Absolutely. Um, I'm reading through what y'all have been writing. I haven't been keeping up. Um, no, it's the red box. Chris Long. So here's a game that we play at J3 just about every year. It's called Junta. Um, have y'all have y'all played that one? Uh, I wear an extra large or an extra extra large. Yeah, we actually played a full is it was it a 7 person game? It was a full game to conclusion. Yeah, that's the Banana Republic Dictator game where everybody is doing their best to gather as much money out of the government coffers as possible to end the game. And gosh, it's so much fun, um, especially when it's with the guys that are at J3. Um, just lots of laughs. Um, it's 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 a screw your buddy game, but it's not as serious as diplomacy. Um, it's a much better. It's been a much better experience. Now that being said, I think I've told you guys that my brother ran a diplomacy game via email once, and that was uh, that was a good a good way to play diplomacy. Um, it is way more friendly than diplomacy. Yeah. Uh, but yeah, we had a really good time with that one. So, um, oh, I've seen the Battlestar Galactica game. I have not played it. I love the new Battlestar Galactica. I love the old Battlestar Galactica also, but I really like the new Battlestar Galactica's looks. I've got some of the miniatures that Ares had come out with. I wish I had more of them. Um, I've got a Heavy Raider. I've got a Viper, or of course I've got Vipers. I've got Raiders, but I also have the Raptor. Uh, I wish I had gotten more of them because I play starfighters with them. Uh, it's really really good fun. Um, but yeah, they're just um, Junta is just such a fun game. Um, no, there you go. Maybe it's just something about your personality, Nord. Who knows? Who knows? Um, yeah, I'd like to find a group of people and play that BSG game because I think it'd be interesting. So, alrighty. How was Dune Uprising, Telemachus? I've seen it. I've there's a lot of Dune games out right now. Uh, hopefully, talking about small quick play games, I hope that I didn't bury my decision games too deeply because I'd like to get those out. 3DOG. Work with me, Smalls. What's 3DOG, Hex? Oh, that's interesting, Toll. I like that. Oh, 3 days of Gettysburg. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm not enough of I'm not enough of a Hex Encounter board gamer to know all the acronyms, or they're not. It's not even an acronym. I guess you could have that one be an acronym, the three dog. Uh, but abbreviations. Uh, Initialism, technically, that is correct. Yeah, for it to be an acronym, it actually has to spell out a word. Like three dog. Like I said, three dog could be considered an acronym. Um, see, I'm toying with the idea of moving on my Next War series. Thinking of offering up my copy of Next War Ran and shrink wrap to Donald. I'm curious to see what they would offer in credit. Maybe a lot more now. Not wanting to get into politics, but maybe a lot more now. Take care, Chris Long. I think we're going to be wrapping up here pretty soon as well. You might be able to get a pretty good penny, especially if it's still wrapped in cellophane. Considering everything, again, I do my best to keep politics out of the show. We all have our own ideas and thoughts, so. Clash Arms game called Persian Incursion from a guy on BGG, and PayPal flagged the transaction for security review. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, Nord. There you go. I understand. Been there, done that. That's why I'm here now. Um, that's why McMurray has a box of stuff. But not gonna dive down that rabbit hole either. So, alrighty, guys. I think I am going to go ahead and wrap up for the evening. We've gone an hour and 37 minutes of me rambling along here. We've talked quite a bit about all different types of things. And we talked about food, and now I'm hungry, and I think it's Taco Wednesday. So I'm going to go ahead and clock out and go grab some dinner. You guys have a great evening. And as always, we shall see you on the flip side.